What's up, VC? It's Paul. I'm back. It's been quite some time since I made a video. Life has just gotten in the way, as you know. But I kind of started out my videos last year with the tunes tag, so figured I'd make some time and pick it back up for this year. So I'll get right into it. I'll try to make it quick. Number one is our best find of 2022, which I figured since I haven't made a video in almost a year, I'll cheat and I'm going to show a few of them. So I get to show some of my more favorite finds here. So I'll start off. I think my most favorite, if I had to rank them, which is tough, is Yusef Lateef Jazz Mood. Original on Savoy, original mono. Pretty clean. Great music on here, as I think most Yusef Lateef records are special. He's probably one of my favorite jazz musicians for sure. Cool thing about this one though is I actually found it in a shop in Detroit, People's Records. As if you're a Yusef fan, you know he's a Detroit guy, tried and true. So pretty cool that I was able to find it in his hometown. So really excited about that one. Another one up there is actually another Detroit guy, Donald Byrd, Freeform. Okay. Original stereo on Blue Note. I think an underrated record. I love the music on here. Hasn't, to my knowledge, been reissued. I know it hasn't been with the Tone Poets or Classic series, but I love that cover, and the music is just as good, I think. Probably underrated in my opinion. Another underrated one that I was excited to find, Art Farmer. I think, again, like I said, underrated. It's on Argo. So I think if it was on Blue Note or Impulse or something, it'd be a lot more sought after. Gorgeous record. Very chill, very mellow, but beautiful playing. And look at that cover. I mean, I love the cover. That artwork is just awesome. I found this one in the shrink. Very mint. I tore that off like Chris. I'm not much of a shrink guy, but also cool. It's in stereo, which I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is a little tougher to find than the mono copy. So kind of cool. I'd like to hear the mono too, but stereo sounds great. Another one is Ornette Coleman Trio at the Golden Circle in Stockholm, Volume 1. This is, I was actually surprised. I mean, I love Ornette Coleman, but I haven't heard this one, and the music was very good. It sounds it's a really good live recording. So, and it is an original. So I was happy to have that one. I was pleasantly surprised when I put that on. And then the other one, favorite find I'm gonna throw at you guys was a more recent find. Been looking for this one for a little bit. Root Down, Jimmy Smith Live on Verve. Very funky. Jimmy Smith, he gets, I don't know if he gets a bad rap. I mean, he's got a lot of good records. They're easier to find, especially his Blue Note ones. This one is, I'd say, a little bit more sought after. Great live record, but it's funky. It's got some great guitar on it too. And I really like it. So those are probably some of my more favorite finds of the year. So I was glad to show you guys those. So anyway, moving on. We'll make the rest of it quick, hopefully. So number 2 is first jazz record you fell in love with. This is a tougher one for me. I think one of the first ones I really listened to in its entirety and appreciated was probably, of course, Kinda Blue. Can't fault that record at all. But I think what really got me into the genre and looking for more and kind of developing my taste was this one, Kenny Burrell, Midnight Blue, another popular one, but great playing on here. I'm a sucker for jazz guitar, so I love Kenny, I love Grant, all those guys, you know, but it really, I think it propelled my thirst for jazz, definitely. So not much more I need to say about this one. I think most of you guys know it, but that was the one that came to mind for me. Number 3, most far out record. Another tough one for me. This year I've been getting into a lot of free jazz. So more recently it's really you know, interested me more. I've been seeking it out. So I think that I've definitely accrued a little bit more of that free spiritual jazz. And my ears become a little bit more attuned to it. So what I thought was wild and crazy a year ago is a lot different for me now, I think. So it's a tough pick for me, but I went with Karma, Pharoah Sanders. Just picked this up as the Impulse acoustic sound series, so had to jump on that. I would love to get more Pharoah records, but they're obviously tougher to find in their original form. So hoping for some more reissues and good reissues that I could pick up. This one, I mean, the first track is, you know, the first side basically is a little more mellow, I guess, more soothing. You know, it's got obviously free spiritual elements to it. Side B, it gets a lot more wild and crazy and kind of builds and then kind of crescendos and then really, you know, kind of releases. Very cathartic, I thought, the first time I listened to it. Is a very cool experience. So you know, it was a little wild on the wild side, but it was really kind of eye-opening for me. So I enjoy that one, and like I said, I'm excited to find and acquire some more Pharoah Sanders. 4, record from a lesser-known jazz label. I went with IARC, International Anthem Recording Company. I've been picking up a lot of their stuff. They are out of Chicago area, I believe. A little newer label. I can't remember when they started, you know, maybe the past couple decades. But they've got quite a few great jazz artists on their label. They've been releasing some great stuff. I've been nothing but pleased with everything I've got from them. So I thought I'd quick show a couple of their ones that I have with some of their major, more popular artists, I guess. Jeff Parker is a great guitarist. I got a few of his on the label, but he is, you know, he does a lot of guitar looping and things, and you know, implements some of that. But love all his music. This one was one of the first ones I picked up from them. Force Majeure, if I'm saying that right. Has Desron Douglas on bass and Brandy Younger, Desron Douglas is, he's on the bass, and Brandy Younger's on harp, which Brandy Younger is, you know, I've got a few more of her stuff, you know, or records that she's played on, and they're all great. This is an interesting one. It's more of a live recording in, I think, a New York coffee shop during the pandemic. So kind of, to me, is a little sentimental when I picked it up. It reminds me of kind of that, you know, 2020 time, you know, so, but it's a beautiful recording, very mellow, very chill. So that is one of my favorites. And then Makaya McCraven is another big artist on the label. He's done a couple now for Blue Note as well, or maybe one. But he, you know, he's a little bit more hip hop style, beat breaks, things like that, which, you know, I'm kind of a hip hop guy as well, so I like it. But he's got some great stuff as well. So that, I think, is an excellent label if you don't know it, or you haven't checked it out much. Okay, moving on, 5, artist only released as a session leader. Correct me if I'm wrong on this one, but I believe that he only had 2 releases, and they were obviously both as leaders on Riverside. And then I think he kind of just fell off the face of the earth, and I'm not sure, his story necessarily, but Evans Bradshaw, this is his first record, like I said, on Riverside. Trying to remember, I thought he was from Detroit as well, if I'm not mistaken, which is kind of cool. I'm from Michigan, so I kind of seek out some of those guys. But great piano player. This is kind of a tougher record to find, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And then his second one is Pieces of 88, also on Riverside. I think they're recorded fairly close together, and then, like I said, he kind of fell off, and went, I don't know what happened to him, but both great records. So that's the interesting ones to kind of look for if you see them. Major artist release on a small jazz label. This one was a tough one for me too. I don't have a lot of like arbitrary, small, interesting labels yet that I could think of. So I went with one that was, smaller, but not, probably not super small. Motor City Scene, Bethlehem. This is a VMP reissue. But like I said, Detroit guys, a lot of great lineup: Pepper Adams, Donald Byrd, Kenny Burrell, Tommy Flanagan, Paul Chambers. So great playing on this, very cool. Love the cover. Bethlehem got some good stuff on it, I know. I don't have much of them, but would love to seek out some more. All right, number 7, favorite early morning jazz album. This one I went with Chet Baker. Very chill, very mellow, very, beautiful playing on it. It never entered my mind. Probably one of my favorite jazz, jazz tunes, to be honest. I think we all know that if you're into jazz. But that's the one I went with. Nice to put on with a cup of coffee. Number 8, favorite late night jazz album. This one, I'm going to show 2. Late night, depending on the day of the week or the mood you're in. If it's kind of a weekday, looking for a little bit more mellow, chill, type of music that's going to get you thinking. I went with In a Silent Way, Miles Davis. Love all his 70s records. This might be one of my favorites, though. Awesome stuff. I have an early pressing of this as well, but this is the Mo-Fi I recently picked up, which sounds incredible. So that's a great record, obviously. The other one I was going to show, if it's a little bit more of a Friday, Saturday night and looking for a little bit more, a little more spark to it, I went with Red Clay, Freddie Hubbard. Track 1 on here, Red Clay, is a banger. It's good stuff. So a little bit more, funky, get up and dance type of stuff. Love this record. So I think we all know this one as well, but awesome. Okay. Number 9, jazz album that makes you think and inspires you. Another tough one for me, but I think I had to go with A Love Supreme, John Coltrane. Again, we all know this one. Every time I put it on, I learn something new. Very spiritual. I like to put it on Sunday, honestly, like going to church, but great stuff, genius work. I don't think I need to say anymore. So that's up there for me for sure. All right, last question is jazz album with great music and a boring cover. This one, I had to look through my collection a little bit to kind of find one, but this is what I came up with. It's Images by Sonny Red with Blue Mitchell and Grant Green. Another one that I think is underrated, and if it were on a different label and probably with a different cover, it'd be a lot more sought after. Great playing on this. It's on Jazzland. Beautiful music. I mean, the lineup speaks for itself. The cover, I actually think it's kind of cool, but looks like a bat carcass or something, but I believe it's more of a piece from an art gallery. It says it's composed of a variety of materials in an exhibition called Assemblage. So a little more artsy, but it's kind of, depending on what you think of it, it could be very ugly or interesting. But the music itself is great. So that's one that stuck out to me for sure. But very cool. All right, so that's my list. I appreciate you guys watching. It's fun to show records and kind of catch up as well. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and hopefully I can make some more videos this year as I find new stuff. But I know, like I said, life gets in the way. I get busy. I enjoy watching you guys' videos. I appreciate you putting this together again, Chris. And hope you guys can enjoy all your great finds from last year and this year, and enjoy some good jazz. So anyways, hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys soon. Thanks.